Welcome back. Now, with December sort of going straight into full swing, full gear, events back to back, a lot of family activities. People are already trying to plan their travel, their trips and everything. There's a particular airline that had was it a press conference or at least a press briefing talking about the fact that they were reducing all their rates and bringing it down to 80,000 there. I was like, okay, I need to know a bit more about this. But it just goes to show that, well, when you think about how empty, well, I'm going to say empty the airports were, I cannot say they were really empty, but the traffic greatly reduced when the airfares went up. So crazy. A lot families used to travel together and then they, just decide, it's not possible. Just one person or two people would go instead of a whole family now. People are making all sorts of decisions differently because of the cost of travel. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very expensive. And to be very honest, if you think about it, it's not without cause or without reason because, I mean, we're talking about the rate of, the price of fuel and all of that, even for road vehicles. Now also think about the price of aviation fuel. And normally, like, maintaining aircrafts now and even crew and all of that, considering the amounts of even foreign staff we have working in the aviation space right here in Nigeria, like literally their bills are in dollars. Do you understand? So like parking the machines, maintenance, engineers, pilots, fueling, everything is in dollars. And then considering the exchange rates and all of that. So when I saw that, I was really worried because as much as yes, we're excited by reduced prices. Now the implication of that in reduced prices, okay, would they really be able to? Because it's something for them to say.
How many flight attendants are going to be on that flight?
So that's the thing. So they are going to fill up the this thing. Are they going to have enough fuel to actually carry you to a destination? So that's on one side. Do you understand? So there's a whole lot that goes. When I saw it, I wasn't so. I mean, great, but not so excited.
But in the end, what do you think? You have full flights as opposed to empty flights. So I'm not sure how many seats are in a. Is it 747?
So it depends on the.
I don't know how many are in there.
It depends on the. So it depends on the jet size, right? So don't stop looking at me. I'm not saying. I'm not an aviation expert. Leave me alone.
So the average Airbus.
To me, what is really hilarious here is the amount of calls I've received from friends that would always tell me in the past, no matter what happens, if I'm not flying, I'm not moving. If I'm not flying, I'm not going. They've been calling out and they're like, please, how can I get bus to Abuja? Where can I get bus to Edo State? And that's hilarious because now, because of the prices, people are worried and they're taking like all the means. Some people are actually even planning not to travel. They're just thinking of putting a family WhatsApp group and saying, hello, hope you guys are doing good. You guys know I can't come. All right? So manage that. And it's just one of those things.
It's evolving our culture and traditions. That's what's happening because there are some kids that would be growing up in this particular year. This is the first Christmas they're probably aware of, and they're not going anywhere. They're not traveling with family. They're not, even within the state, moving around within the state. The fares for ride-hailing, is it ride-hailing apps now? Yes. The rates are already
No, that one is normal. During December, they go crazy.
I don't even know.
So now this year is crazy. My fare to the office today was ×2.
Goodness me. And that's the first week of December.
That's almost 10K.
Goodness me.
Just from here, I can jog it too.
If
it's not because of sweats, I can actually jog it.
The third week, you start jogging. You start jogging here.
Well, it's also sadly pushing people to do strange things to make money. And there's just a lot of stories. People really need to take care, really guard. They say guard your heart with all diligence. Guard your ATM card, guard your bank account, guard your PIN, guard your phone, guard your property. Estates now are putting new surveillance equipment in place because of December coming. It's what people are doing to make money is really challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it's really it's interesting right now. Of course, all over the social media yesterday was a report that the senior pastor of Harvesters International Christian Center, which is the church I attend, was called in for investigation and for questioning in one of the Abuja police stations and all of that. It was all over the internet. It was funny because people were commenting that when he was giving free transportation, it did not trend like this, but like literally as it was scrolling, it was everywhere. But it was good to actually see that by 11:43 p.m. yesterday, he actually posted on his Twitter, Grace, this is my story, because he was actually released. So the story was actually all over the place, and it was basically allegedly that it was a fraud investigation going on and then money laundering to the tune of 1.5 billion naira and all of that. So, I mean, stories here, stories there. They were talking about how, I mean, it was probably a member. It had to do with real estate, defrauding some people, allegedly, and probably channeled the money through the church's accounts. Like, this is not verified. This is information we have right now. But then again, it's important for people to know that, I mean, people can do different crazy things in church based on the fact that, oh, yes, we're church members, and they know they can easily get the trust of other people and all of that. But then again, to hold the senior pastor accountable, that's a different story entirely. But of course, if people in position decide that, okay, fine, they want to do that to prove a point, it's understandable. But the great news is that he has been released, and the matter itself is being investigated. So yes, I mean, whether you're in church or a church brethren or not, and I bring anything to you, please go through the due process and make sure that you do the right thing.
Who are these church members that come with humongous, should I call them tithes and offerings, and in the guise of, yes, they're giving to God, but how much do you know about? So,
like really,
companies do KYC, know your customer. So now the KYC is know your church member. Because
how many thousands and thousands in some churches, probably millions, are you meant to go and be literally looking at?
I hear you, but when very large amounts of money come in, you need to take note of who these people are.
Absolutely.
I would advise the top leadership of the churches, it might not even be the lead pastor, just do some KYC.
The truth is, what I think is, if the proper systems that are meant to be in charge of this situation to actually do their jobs. In the US, there's a certain amount of, once you enter your accounts, sorry, you are coming in for questioning.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So there are certain things that are, I mean, we're talking about that. We have security agents, don't we? We have financial, so all those things. So is it the church's responsibility to start monitoring their members and start chasing them and figuring out?
I think when you think about it from the perspective of the church looking at the details of the amount that gets into their account, it is okay to say this is a little bit alarming when certain figures get into the account.
You know how much people are making?
Yes, but it's okay to say, oh, brother.
From you,
brother Emmanuel,
let's pray together.
Can we pray about this? Well, how did you get this money?
So you now ask, wow.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Because at the end of the day, the money doesn't really go to God. It's used for church facilities, church equipment, and all the rest. So it's important to always say, as someone who is leading a church, you want to be sure that every...
You want to be sure.
Yeah, you have to be sure.
You have to.
You are God's... Yes, exactly.
At this point...
Anyways, I'm going to...
You know why it's important? Because not every church member is a true Christian.
Of course.
Exactly.
So the mistake a lot of people make, see, they say, the church is like a hospital. Everybody, all patients are coming in, but only some are responding to treatment. So we need to understand that, yes, it's the same thing. Jesus didn't come for the people in the church, right? He came for the people outside.
Preach!
So the people...
Preach!
My point, Shat, in summary of all of this,
Jesus
was arrested and crucified seriously. But then again, just imagine if that actually happened in this era. Just imagine if Jesus was in our time and all the things they said and all the... We won't believe now. Would you believe? Would you be a Christian?
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
My point is that...
I reserve my comment.
My point is that, anyways,
it might come to that point where... So everyone sees this, really great-looking, well-dressed church member that comes to church every Sunday without fail. It's always the first one to altar call, whenever they say they want... You see the person in front every morning. Do you really know what's going on?
See, I'm not saying there's no responsibility at all. I'm not saying the church is absorbed of every responsibility. But I'm saying that let's be factual now, realistic. Do you understand? Considering certain things. The number of people in the churches are alarming. And yes, of course, we even know that there are people that set up churches particularly for this kind of thing. Do you understand? So my point is, if the agencies in charge, which I believe, in this situation, I guess they're trying to do their due diligence and all of that, they need to take up responsibility and do that much. But of course, now that he has been roped in, I'm sure he will definitely also, investigation is going on both sides, in church and all of that. So I mean,
I just feel like, the church should also set up a little committee.
it's true.
They should just set
They
up a
should
little...
set up police station.
No.
And the FCC.
There is hell for that. There is hell. There is hell. There is already hell for as our police station. All right. But I just feel like they should set up a little committee that's always tracking this, because this isn't good news for the pastor. What my mean is, it's not a great thing to be in the news for such kind of a... because
Jesus was arrested.
Winfrey, do you really want to go there now? Let's not go to.
Would you mind?
Let's
would you like
backtrack. Let's backtrack, because the reason why we started this conversation is because of the economic situation in the. It's not even just in the country, in the world. People are doing all sorts of things to divert money, defraud people. So everyone needs to be extra vigilant about who they're having dealings with. Just because the person is in your church WhatsApp group,
doesn't
mean
yes,
you should do
exactly.
business with them.
Or the person is a reverend. The person is an apostle.
True.
Please.
Not recently, very recently.
Overseer.
So this actually happened to someone really close, right? Someone actually called her and told her that, oh yes, I'm from this church group. We're having choir meeting in so time. She now looked at the number like, I don't know you. I've been a member of this choir for a long time. And in that space of time, they hacked her phone.
Wow.
Yeah. They literally hacked her phone and just started asking people for money.
Wow.
So what is
Not even going too far. This was my mother-in-law.
Wow.
Not even, like literally. So she actually sent me a message that, oh, please don't respond to any messages from this particular, this is my number and all of that.
I'm just wondering,
crazy.
how do you, if someone calls you and says, oh, the spirit said I should give you 2 billion, do I now question the spirit?
Which spirit is that?
Thank you, but no thank you.
No, thank you, but no thank
No,
you.
if someone is sending if someone is sending you 2 billion
from
to your
of
account,
course,
for what?
not for what?
Please.
You can use anybody now.
No,
Please.
the Lord is not using it to do
You
that.
ask me spirits, please.
But at this point, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this particular matter. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and let's hear your thoughts. But at this point, we're going to be taking a quick break. We'll be back after this.